So I'm not quite done, but I've spent enough time with the Battlefield 6 campaign to know that it is pretty terrible. And look, I recognize that almost nobody buys Call of Duty games for the single player campaign, and that even less people buy Battlefield games for their single player campaign. But I still think there's something worth talking about in regards to the Battlefield 6 campaign. It's just that what we have to talk about is pretty bad. And the first thing I would say is that the story is pretty cynical and gross. It's about a private military organization hell-bent on taking over the world and destroying a weakened NATO in the process. Now look, I'm not saying that art can't imitate life, but if I wanted to see a weakened NATO right now, I would just watch the news. The problem is that there is almost no emotional weight or emotional reaction to anything in that single player campaign. Even in the opening mission where Pax Armada, the evil private military organization, destroys a NATO base, the characters involved that are witnessing it happen firsthand seem to have little to no reaction to what's going on around them. Instead, their big worry is protecting the server and its data instead of any and all lives involved in this destruction. And when I talk about a lack of emotional substance whatsoever, that also translates over into things like the voice acting, the dialogue, and the overall writing beyond the plot. It is a type of laughably bad, straight to DVD nonsense that would make a lot of B movies blush. I'll go as far as to say that the writing in Battlefield 6 makes a movie like Warfare, which was not a bad movie, seem like Shakespeare in comparison. The only thing that Battlefield 6 really has going for it in regards to its single player campaign is the gameplay, the sound design, and the graphics. But even that starts to fall apart when weird scripting moments happen throughout the game. I actually had to stop playing the game and record this video when I was playing through a part of the game where I needed to hold down the fort, shoot a bunch of enemies, and wait for them to all die, only for the game to not acknowledge it and complete the objective. And again, I cannot stress enough, if you are angry about the idea of people criticizing the Battlefield 6 campaign, I don't know what to tell you. Just play the multiplayer and enjoy yourself, but I still think there is some valid criticism to be made against the campaign in Battlefield 6. And if I could put a bow on this, I would say that we give the Call of Duty games way too much shit for their campaigns. For the most part, they're able to put together a pretty dumb but enjoyable experience that feels technically competent as well. And while they might creatively feel stagnant every now and then, they're still far and away better than anything in this Battlefield 6 campaign. This Battlefield 6 campaign almost makes me wish the Medal of Honor reboot was still going on. Look, I know that Battlefield 6 is primarily a multiplayer game, but god damn, this campaign is pretty bad and makes me wonder why they even bothered in the first place.